Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on two stories. We start with this report talking about Barcelona's jersey. They are saying that the Barca jersey have been experiencing shortage this season, and there are two reasons behind that. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Sociedad defensive midfielder Martin Zubimendi, as it has been reported that Barcelona has already made its choice clear for Busquets' replacement. So guys, before we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona fans are experiencing a major shortage in the city, with the majority of the official stores running out of kits to sell. This is causing quite an issue for the fans as well as the club itself, as they are losing out on significant revenue, according to Mundo Deportivo. Robert Lewandowski in particular is the most requested kit in the Barca shops right now. But there is a dearth of kits available. During the day when Barcelona played Bayern Munich in the Champions League, 50 shirts had arrived with Lewandowski on the back, but they were sold out in less than 10 minutes. The report explains that the reason behind Barcelona's shirt shortage is a deal with Spotify that was not announced until April. Previously, shirts from Nike factory were printed with Rakuten as the main sponsor, but they later had to change. Another key reason is the return of tourism in the city of Barcelona. After 2 years of the pandemic, the club stores have not been able to correctly forecast the sales and are running out of kits to sell, even in unofficial shops. Moreover, the trouble around Lewandowski's sales is because of the fact that Barcelona did not expect the acquisition of the Polish international earlier this year, so the stocks of the home shirt was not enough to meet the demands. However, Barcelona have a set of time frame in November 21st for the return of stocks just in time for the Black Friday and Christmas sales. Then on to the next story of discussion. FC Barcelona are actively searching for a new defensive midfielder as they brace themselves for life without Sergio Busquets. Their search for a new number 6 has led them to various talented players across Europe, including Ruben Neves and N'Golo Kante. Jorginho has emerged as the latest player to be linked with the move to Camp Nou. However, according to Dario Sport, Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez has identified one player who he believes has what it takes to replace Busquets in the coming years. The player in question is Martin Zubimendi, who currently plies his trade with Real Sociedad. The Spanish international has been linked with a move to Barca in the past, and it appears the club are still in contention to sign the midfielder in the near future. However, within the Barcelona camp, there is also a sense of pessimism over the pursuit of Zubimendi. The club are aware of the potential difficulties they may face negotiating with Real Sociedad. Not to mention, the player has a long-term contract that does not expire until 2027. But it is worth noting that Zubimendi's release clause of 60 million euros has not changed, despite the player extending his current contract at Real Sociedad. Barcelona believe this is no coincidence. They have also not ruled out that they had held with Zubimendi's environment talks in the past over a potential switch to Barca. It would therefore not come as a surprise to see FC Barcelona reignite their interest in the player. Whether or not the club are in a position to afford Zubimendi, though remains to be seen, knowing the player is unlikely to cost under the 50 million euro mark. After it looked like Zubimendi's link to Barca is over, in recent days, Zubimendi's name has been appearing in multiple reports, and of course, claiming how Xavi still wants Zubimendi more than any other person that has been linked to replace Sergio Busquets at the end of the season. Zubimendi did extend his contract last month which came as a big blow for us after being strongly linked and after even negotiations held with his environment. But nothing came to fruition as the player prioritized a contract renewal with Real Sociedad. So, according to this report, they are saying that Xavi still wants Zubimendi and nobody else as Busquets' replacement, as he is the best profile among those players who plays the Busquets kind of way in the DM role. The player is enjoying life at Sociedad. This season, he's having good form. He's playing so well. Sociedad were so happy to see him extend his contract at the club. Barcelona, though, are not frightened by that. They still want to sign the player. But definitely, we know it's going to be very, very tricky. Very tricky. His release clause is not that heavy, though. His release clause is worth 60 million euros. But definitely, Barca are going to negotiate that. I don't think Barca can ever pay all that kind of money. So let's see how it goes. But it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult. Barca have to sacrifice a lot if they want to go according to Xavi's request to bring in Zubimendi to the club. Of course, after 15 years being a Barca player, Sergio Busquets is set to depart, with the MLS being his likely destination. Barcelona want to ensure that there is they have secured his replacement even before he leaves. So they're even saying that in the January window, they are trying to make it possible. If they can bring in his replacement, then after 6 months he can go. Then the replacement will just adapt. But it's gonna be difficult if Barca want to go for Zubimendi. We have had a couple of players. The good thing is Zubimendi is still young, just 23, and I think that's a big benefit, a big plus. If we can sign him, it will be a very, very good signing because he's still very young and he will have a lot to play for the club. You know, we have been linked with players like Jorginho, Kante, and Ruben Neves in the Premier League. But definitely, it seems as though Barca still want Zubimendi despite his contract that he did extend last month. So let's see actually if Barca can negotiate again with Sociedad to see if they can reduce that money or they pay all the 60, which I know Barca will never pay up to 60 million euros for Martin Zubimendi. But what they can do is only to negotiate for a lower fee than that. But now that we see how Sociedad values Zubimendi a lot, it will be difficult to even imagine Sociedad succumbing to Barca's appeals for the players' release clause to be reduced so that they can make him affordable. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.